Hi everybody, I'm Lacey Shane, founder of Real Women, Real Success. Thanks for joining me on this week's blog. Our topic is managing your upward advancement. And believe it or not, there's just 4 simple steps that you can implement over and over again in your career that will always serve you well. And they're the key to upward mobility, to increase your value to your company, your skill sets, and your knowledge. So you can take that next step either in your company or somewhere else. Okay, so let's get started. What's the first step? The first step, you have to have a goal. You have to identify a goal, and there's a number of ways to do that. Some of you might be saying, well, oh, gosh, Lacey, I don't know what to do. I'm not sure what my boss would think would be valuable. Great, go ask your boss what would be valuable. And I can tell you that some people are sometimes hesitant to do that, or maybe their boss isn't their favorite person. But maybe you can become your boss's favorite person by going to them and saying something along the lines of, I want to add more value, I want a stretch goal, meaning stretching your skills to the next level, learning something new, and I want to help the company succeed and help advance myself in the same time. What advice would you have for me? What could I do? There aren't too many bosses that wouldn't love that, and I'll tell you why. Not too many people do it. So that's one strategy. Another strategy is to ask your colleagues, what do you think needs to be done? A lot of times you'll hear this in meetings. You'll hear all kinds of statements about people who have ideas about what needs to be done, but rarely does someone stand up and say, I would like to lead that, and I would like to make that happen for this company. I want to be the leader who takes responsibility and drives that to success. So maybe you're that one. Think about that. Outside colleagues or mentors, if you want to increase your influence in the workplace, maybe you go and you talk to a few folks that they're your mentors and say, how could I increase my influence in this environment, in this department? What would that look like? What goal would I have to accomplish to make that happen? And try to go to the people who have accomplished some things that are maybe a step or two above where you are, who can really give you some sound advice about how they got there. Because one of the keys to success is always to look at someone who's done it and emulate what they did to get there. So that's another idea. Another idea is go to your customers. Your customers certainly would have ideas about, gosh, I wish this company would do this better or improve this process or maybe have this product. There's all kinds of ways to get a goal or an outcome that you can own, and it doesn't have to be massive, but it should be a stretch for you. Okay? Goal 2. Once you've done that, you need to survey. And by survey, I don't mean taking notes on a piece of paper and actually doing a survey. It's sort of like that. And as a matter of fact, at the end of this video, I want you to click down below. I have a PDF linked to this that has a list of interview questions for when you're trying to vet if a goal is valid for you to take on and take responsibility for. So I give that to you. It's trademarked. I don't want you to use it for training anything. I want you to use it for your personal use. But if you're at a loss for, gosh, what questions do I ask? I've given you some sample questions. It's not an exhaustive list, but it'll help you out. Okay? So surveying. What you want to do, this is just basically chatting with people, okay? It's making your list of people. You've got the goal now or something that you think might be a good goal, or maybe you've got a couple, and you've got to identify with the subject matter and outcome of those goals, who would be the appropriate people to talk to? Who would be the people who have maybe done that before? Who are the people who are going to be impacted by that? Who are the people that would have an opinion about it? You want to make a map and you want to go talk to all of these people. And it doesn't mean you're going to get valid feedback from everybody. In fact, some of the best successes I've ever had, I actually went to sound mentors and successful people who said, I think that's a crappy idea. And sometimes that's the case. But you have to be the judge, and it has to be something that you gather through a bunch of intelligence that you collect yourself. And then you're more able to make a sound decision. And I want to encourage you as a woman to use your gut. I think sometimes we second guess ourselves, but if you've vetted and you think you know what the goal should be, just go with it. You can always dump it if it doesn't work, but just go with it, okay? So you want to interview those people, ask them questions, get really a roadmap to success from the various points of view so that you can start thinking through, how am I going to put this together? What information do I need? Do I need to do any research? Do I need to build any relationships? Is there anybody else I need to talk to who might be impacted or who might have an opinion about this, okay? So you're probably going to get some more action items out of those meetings, out of those conversations. You might have some aha moments. You might change the goal completely. You might get a new idea. So you can see how step 1 and step 2 can kind of go back and forth between each other, but the idea is you want to do a listening tour. All good leaders do listening tours. And this is one area when it comes to your advancement where you really need to do listening tours. It is the gold that many people don't take advantage of. Take advantage of it. So what's the third step? The third step is to implement, okay? And that is obviously easier than it sounds. You're doing something new. You're stretching yourself. But you've gotten yourself to a point where you've done the research, okay? Kind of between these two steps, you've done the research, you've put everything together, you're kind of ready to go. And one of the things to keep in mind is if you can do a soft launch, that's always good, because you can kind of, one of the things I do where it's relevant is kind of put something out there for some of the people I surveyed before to look at and say, okay, I've been working on this, I did my research, what do you think? Bring it to your boss. What do you think? Give me your feedback and make refinements along the way so that when you're ready to really launch this, it really does solve a problem. It really is impressive. It really does make a big bang, okay? And then inevitably, you're going to have those goals or outcomes that you are managing and taking responsibility for, that you are learning new skills and stretching, where you're going to have to do the last step. And that is course correct, which is one step further than refining. You're going to refine with feedback before you do your launch, but then you're going to course correct. It's conceivable that something you do doesn't work. It doesn't mean it's a bad idea. It just might mean you need to turn it a little bit this way, or change a little bit something in the process, or let's say you built an employee manual. Maybe there's just one piece that doesn't work, and you need to have it vetted by an attorney and change a page. So when you're working on course correcting, you're really just saying, is this working, and what can I do to have it deliver on the intended outcome, okay? That's what we want to do. So you're monitoring. How is this going? Is it achieving success? How can I bolster it? How can I keep it going? This is your baby. Feed it. Help it grow, okay? So that is the 4-step process that you can implement over and over again in your career to continue to advance, to continue to get to the next level, to continue to shine and build your influence. That's what we want for you as a woman. We want women. You're so smart. You're so talented. You have so many innate skills. Let's get those in ever-increasing roles in this world, in your company, in your community, so you can take higher levels of leadership and really achieve the kind of success that you want to achieve, okay? And people would be impressed with you, and they'll be asking you to do more things because they know you have the ability to go through this process and do something you've never done before. And that's a good thing. So I want to thank you for watching. I hope that served you well. We certainly don't in these videos have time to get into all the different details of these topics that we're talking about. So I encourage questions. If I've missed something that you have a question about, I will definitely respond. Don't forget to click on the PDF below. I want you to have a great week. I look forward to seeing you next time.